Berlin moves fast, whether you're on two wheels or four. But in a city where streets are tight and passions run high, cyclists and drivers are battling for every inch of asphalt.
Hey! So I'm really an American at heart. I love having my car. I love the freedom it gives me and from getting from A to B quickly. But like most Berliners, I also love hopping on my bike. So I want to find out in this city who really rules the road, cars or bikes? Spoiler alert, it's not as simple as you think.
Most Berliners switch between several modes of transport each day, with only a small minority relying solely on a car, a bike, or public transport. And with construction sites scattered across the city, even short trips can turn into slow, winding detours no matter which transport mode you choose.
So Berlin actually had big plans to build bike lanes. They promised some 60 kilometers worth of bike lanes, but only half got built. And as you can see, it's very inconsistent here with the bike lanes. Some are just lines on the regular street, and some are protected bike lanes, but not many. It's quite an obstacle course. And here we've got a truck right in front of me, creating an obstacle.
But it's not just about infrastructure, it's also about emotion. In a city where space on the road feels increasingly limited, frustration is growing on all sides. The result is often outright aggression.
Of course, drivers and road users in general become aggressive when they feel disadvantaged, when they feel that someone else is getting an advantage they don't deserve. A typical example would be a merging situation. A road narrows from 2 lanes down to 1. There's actually a zipper merging system which most people follow, but then someone tries to force their way into the lane instead of merging properly. And there are people who feel provoked by that and react aggressively.
Berlin has seen a sharp rise in cycling fatalities. Data from Germany's Federal Statistical Office shows that 441 cyclists died in traffic accidents nationwide in 2024, meaning 1 in 6 traffic deaths involved someone on a bike. In Berlin, their death places are often ceremonially marked with a so-called ghost bike.
This group of protesters has been gathering every month for about 2 years demanding better cycling paths, and everyone has a story to tell.
Just now there was a taxi in the bus lane, which I'm also allowed to use, trying to turn around, and the situation was unclear. There was a bus in front of me, and just when I'd figured out how to get through, someone opened a door from the side, so yeah, every day's an adventure.
You could tell horror stories almost every day. Getting passed too closely, run off the road, you name it. I was in a bike lane. The light was green and I was going pretty fast. Then a truck turned in front of me and just kept going. I had to slam on the brakes. Luckily, I managed to stop just in time.
Drivers also feel the pressure because navigating Berlin's roads safely demands more attention than ever.
As a driver here in Berlin, I really feel like cars are losing ground. You have bike lanes popping up everywhere. Park spots are vanishing. But the funny thing is, they're not building new bike lanes. They're taking away lanes for cars and they're giving them to bikes. But then all of a sudden, the bikes are in your lane. So I really feel like as a driver, we're losing ground. We are definitely, our driving abilities are vanishing.
And other drivers share my opinion.
Drivers are definitely losing road space in Berlin. I notice it every day. More and more streets are being converted into bicycle streets. Wider bike lanes are being built, and more parking spaces are being repurposed in favor of bicycles. Right now, more bike lanes are being built and everything is being expanded. Drivers are being increasingly pushed out.
Yeah,
and as a driver, how do you feel on the road when you're out driving?
You definitely notice you have to be more careful, especially since cyclists are taking up more and more space. And when you're turning, you need to look over your shoulder more often because anything can happen.
Experts in the German auto industry believe that there is space for both parties on the streets.
If you ask the people driving a car, they are often annoyed by the bike drivers and the other way around. But I think in the last years, there's been a change. More and more roads are accessible for bikes. Of course, it can always be better, but I think in the end, most importantly, is that they go along with each other. So it shouldn't be bikes against cars, cars against bikes, because most of us, like me, sometimes I drive the car, sometimes I ride my bike, and in both cases I want to be safe and I want to be comfortable. The aggression in between the people is also, I think, a major problem, but because there's hardly a day where I don't see a bike driver and a car driver yelling at each other, and I think that's also something that needs to be overcome.
But in reality, that balance doesn't always hold.
Many see it as an affront to their rights. Someone else is taking an advantage that they believe belongs to them. The best approach is to stay calm and realize it really doesn't matter whether someone cuts in front of you or not, because you're only losing 5 to 10 meters, and that's nothing.
Views about who's winning the battle on the road are as varied as Berlin itself.
Maybe it could be a little bit safer.
It'd be nice if cyclists followed the rules, like stopping at red lights.
If the bike lanes are good, it's fine. Otherwise, it's often tough.
I've got a construction site appointment, and this is the fastest way to get there. Since I never know where I can park, I cycle.
Surprisingly pleasant, especially now there are lots of bike lanes. I've just gone down at least 3 streets with them, and it was quite nice.
It's gotten worse in the last 5 years.
Berlin streets are still very car-centric, but the battle for space is heating up. So who really rules the road? I feel like Berlin is still trying to figure that out.
How do you like to get around? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe.